How's it going?
Not bad. How are you doing?
I'm great. I heard you specifically requested to interview me.
I did because I'm a fan of yours. Been following your social media for a few years now. Big fan of many of your characters. I think I started. I think I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure some of the first videos I've ever seen of yours were Luca Marino. So we're talking Please After You. It's screening now in theaters. It's got a few upcoming screenings as well towards the end of the month. But you've been screening this film for a while now at different film festivals. It also was at the Cannes Film Festival. How did you get attached to the project, and what has that experience been like to play Omid?
Sorry, was it at Cannes Film Festival? It was?
Yeah, it was.
No, and, no, like Canadian. Oh, I was like, wait, Cannes, like in France?
No, 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 no.
Crazy. I didn't know
The Canadian Film
that.
Festival.
No one told me anything.
You mean
uh,
you didn't go to France?
now I have to. No, it's been great. It was a good experience. It was my first ever lead role. I was a co-lead, but first ever like legit role in a movie and just on screen in general, which was super fascinating and fun to learn about on the spot because before that I only did one RBC commercial and I was on The Boys as a Syrian terrorist. So it was a nice change
Yeah,
in roles and
yeah,
it just acting experience as well. And yeah, I kind of jumped my acting experience quite a bit.
yeah, yeah. I remember actually noticing you in the episode of The Boys, and like, that's Neema Naz.
Yeah, yeah. People message me to this day. They're like, "Yo, are you in The Boys?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was 5 years ago, 6 years ago." Yeah,
uh, you come from a background of skit comedy and stand-up comedy, and they're typically quick formats, very quick videos, quick edits. And now you're playing a character where you had to embody this character for a longer period of time. What was it like trying to get into that character for as long as you shot versus very quick character videos?
it was definitely a different experience, but the fact that I've been making content on camera for about 8 years at that point, I felt like I was naturally just comfortable on the set camera as well. I felt like I was just doing another skit, quote unquote, but just a longer format. So it wasn't a huge shock to me, and it felt very natural. And yeah, and the thing is, I feel like my strengths are that I am quite coachable when someone directs me and tells me what they want. I feel like I'm good at kind of doing that for them. And so it was a good experience with between me and the director with that.
Yeah. The film is a heartfelt story about two cousins. Your character, Omid, is a refugee, and he has to come to Canada and stay with his cousin, who isn't all that enthusiastic about him staying with him. Their stories are interesting because I think it tells two different parallels of the immigrant experience. One, coming to Canada or going to another country with those like sort of like you have beer goggles on about how incredible a new country is or coming to an experience, and then your cousin has a different experience, him living here, having to grind every day to survive. What did that script, when you first read the script, what did you feel when you read it, and what did that immigrant experience on paper mean to you reading it?
It was pretty cool because I realized it's very close to my own parents' experience as refugees, how they had to fled their country to come to Canada, give my brother and I a better life. And I was like, oh, I've always wanted to act and kind of like a biopic in a way of my parents. This isn't that, but it's one step closer to that. And I was like, oh, this is a cool experience. I get to kind of showcase my parents' experience in a different light um, through my eyes with my character, and yeah, once again, it felt very natural to me because I was like, well, I've kind of lived this life myself, and in the movie The Harbor House, there was different refugees staying in one place. Like my house in real life growing up was a harbor house. Like every time someone would come from a different country that my parents knew, they would just let them live with us for 3 months, 6 months, a year until they could, get on their own feet. So yeah, it was very relatable in that way.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a testament to my own parents, to be honest. Like that's why I respect them so much, is because they're so generous and giving and kind and hospitable enough to, because they went through that experience, they have compassion for when new people come. Because when they came, they had no one. They had $40 to their name, and they had to go to some shitty motels that were diseased, and like there's this weird shit going on, right? Um, and so whatever they could do to make the new refugees experiences better, they made sure to do that. They went out of their way to do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, you coming from a background of skit writing and stand-up comedy, you're very quick on your toes with, interacting with people. Did you have any ability in this film to improvise any particular scenes?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I had the baseline of the lines were there, but pretty much they were like you have freedom to kind of improvise wherever you feel may fit.
Okay.
So
Oh,
most
great.
of the scenes you saw, there was a little bit of improvisation in them. Now the lines in Farsi where I was speaking my language, those were pretty much all just like I just did it as is because I'm not as fluent as in Farsi and I'm not able to improvise as much in Farsi. But in English, the English scenes, for the most part, it was like half and half. Yeah.
In the film, there's a lot of iconic Toronto locations. Were there any locations that you were excited to potentially film at, and were there any that didn't make the final cut?
To be honest, the scenes I filmed were all either inside the house or in the city. We were filming in London, Ontario. The
Oh,
whole
you're
movie
filming in
was shot
London.
in London,
Oh,
Ontario.
wow.
Yeah, but like they got shots from downtown Toronto too, just to because I feel like it was tougher to film in Toronto, obviously, but yeah, all my shots were in London.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, it didn't. I guess yeah, a lot of the quick edit shots in between scenes were filmed in the city.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they did
yeah.
a good job with the editing.
Mhm.
I didn't honestly didn't tell the difference.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mentioned my favorite character of yours, Luca Marino,
yeah.
and if he had an opportunity to run into Omid in the city, what kind of antics do you think that they would run into?
He'd get him a job, bro.
He'd get him a job.
He'd be, bro, pick up a shovel. Let's go to work.
He'd get him a job in construction.
Yeah, and then he's like, bro, you're hungry? Come to my nonna's house. I'll bring you to the cantina. No problem.
Uh, you also are touring currently for your stand up. How is that going? And your next slate of shows, what are the current dates for them?
Yeah, it's been going well. I'm halfway done the Canadian leg of the tour. There are a bunch of Canadian cities to come until end of August. Yeah, May 24th is the next one in Waterloo. I got Hamilton end of this month. I got Windsor, London, Ontario, Montreal, Ottawa, Vancouver, Toronto coming up as well. And yeah, I'm just super excited to be doing this tour. It's the biggest one yet, and worked really hard on this set. So I hope a lot more people come out to the shows.
Wonderful. You typically are when you're performing, you're on stage and you get to see audience interactions from your perspective, but you've had the ability to screen this film at different festivals and be able to view it with your friends and family, and you get to experience yourself from a different perspective in the audience, seeing yourself on the big screen. Have you analyzed that, and how does that feel from that different point of view?
It feels kind of nice because the fans or the people who have seen the movie, and every time I've been in the theaters watching the movie, and I've seen it 6 times now. And I, it's different from stand up because I feel like when I'm doing stand up, I have to be on, obviously because it's a performance and whatnot. But yeah, when I'm watching the movie and I do the Q&As after and I meet people, it feels way more relaxed because I'm like, well, I don't have to be on. You just saw my performance, so it's like now it's just me as Neema
Yeah.
talking as the human being, and so it's a nice switch from the comedy world for sure. In the acting world, people are more serious too, and so I actually like to think I do have a quite a serious side as well because in a way you have to be serious about what you're doing in order to be funny, if that makes sense. I can't just be an actual goofball and like a clown and just randomly do shit, right? It's like you have to
Yeah.
be serious about what you're doing, have a plan, have a business plan, all those things. And so I actually really quite enjoy it when I can be a little bit serious. Kind of like now, when I answer questions in a serious way. I feel like I have a lot of insights that most people don't really know about yet from me, but you know,
Well, you got to show both of those sides in this character of Omid. You got to show, your goofball side, but then there were a few moments in the film where he had to be serious. He had to own up to some mistakes that he's made. He had to be honest, and you got to show both of those sides of you. Um, so I really like that. Like you said, like in this moment now, you do a lot of podcast work as well, where you talk with people. So I appreciate that you show multiple sides of you on different platforms. Every platform is a different version. You know what sort of content needs to be on what platform. So I think people who see you know who you are because they can see you for
yeah,
sure.
and I like to I appreciate that, and I do like to go out of my way to show different sides if I can, especially with my online stuff. People obviously come for the skits and the funny videos and whatnot, but time and time again, I do like to showcase the authentic, real side on stories or touch on topics that I think might be valuable for the people that are watching me because I have to realize that I do have an impact, whether it's negative or positive, on people who are watching because there was a moment where I watched people who have inspired me, and now I realize that I also have that for the younger generation too, or people my age or older. But nonetheless, people are watching, so it's like it's a responsibility that you have to take care of.
Absolutely. What's next on the docket in terms of acting for you? Upcoming roles or roles that you would love to, or versions of yourself that you would like to play?
I mean, if it were up to me, I'd love to be in every movie that's just blockbuster right now, but um, I currently am working on my own uh, TV series, writing and producing it with a couple other people. But yeah, I'm always doing auditions and self tapes, hoping to be put into other movies and shows. That's my goal is to be in as many movies as possible, create my own movies one day. I just want to do it all, and I love it. I love doing anything that has to do with performance. I love it. So
Awesome. Awesome. Nima, thank you so much for this. This has been wonderful. I loved your film. I loved Please After You.